Welcome back to the channel, RacerX here, and today I thought I would put a little video together for you guys about the Dodge Durango. And I realize this vehicle doesn't get a lot of play on my channel. I am a performance channel. However, when I was recently up in Knoxville driving their new 6-pack Charger on Tail of the Dragon, they did a little press release and they talked about two different Hemi variants of the Dodge Durango that are coming way down in price. And the truth is, if you like the Hemi engine, the Durango might be your absolute best option. I'm going to tell you all about the pricing strategy that they have not yet released to the public, but I can share it with you guys. And if you are a fan of the big Hemi, the 6.4, it gets even better. So stay tuned. If you guys are brand new to the channel, please do me a big gigantic favor. Hit that subscribe button. You can find it over here, and off we go. Guys, check it out. I am back with my partners at the Dream Giveaway Garage in Largo, Florida, because they have a brand new giveaway. It is a Mopar giveaway, and it is absolutely epic. It's right back here. Let's go take a closer look. This is their brand new Super Mopar giveaway just announced. I am so stoked about this. Take a look. You've got classic and modern muscle in the same giveaway. Both these cars are absolutely mint. Let's look at them. Both of these two insanely beautiful Mopars are being given away in the same drawing, and they're very special but for different reasons. This is a 1970 Hemi Cuda convertible shaker. It is literally the only one in existence, completely stock, directly out of the Lingenfelter collection. Just look at this thing, B5 blue, 340 cubic inch V8 mated to a 3-speed auto. Look at the inside of this thing. Completely mint on the inside of this. Check out that steering wheel, the wood grain on the inside of this car. I just got a chance to start and drive this car a little bit. So analog, but so cool. And of course, right beside it is the monster. You guys know I used to race a car just like this. Mine was orange. It is a 2023 Dodge Demon 170, 1,025 horsepower in B5 blue, an epic monster capable of hitting 8s in the quarter mile under the right conditions with the right driver. The fastest production Mopar ever made, and they are paired together. This Demon 170 is brand new. It literally has 12 miles on it. I just checked the odometer. And of course, this Cuda is a piece of history, and you can own both of these if you win. All you have to do is go to Dream Giveaway's website, enter my code RacerX, and you will get 4x entries to win both of these beautiful cars in the same drawing. I'm so excited about this. I really hope one of my folks wins this drawing, because if they do, I will do a dedicated video with you and your brand new cars. Don't miss out. When it comes to performance, most people don't think about third-row SUVs. And I realize there are some exceptions out there, the Escalade Vs of the world, if you will. But the Durango has always been that vehicle that blurred the line between family-friendly, functionality, and performance. And the reason I say that is because they've always given you so many engine options in this vehicle. They have stuck with the 5.7 on the Durango, and that's the only one where it didn't go away, right? They also have stuck with the Hellcat in this one, also the only one that didn't go away, even though when they initially came out with the Durango Hellcat, we thought it was going to be one model year, and then of course they changed all that. That's a whole nother story. But a lot of different performance engine options in the Durango as well. And when I was recently up in Knoxville, they talked all about not only how well the Durango is doing for Stellantis as a company. Apparently, the Durango just had a banner year to the tune of like their best year ever. I did not know that. And also, they talked about how they're going to reduce the price in 2026 to make it more friendly for the Mopar consumers out there. This actually is a 5.7 Hemi equipped vehicle. This is actually a GT, and this one is actually stickered around $47,000, including the 5.7 liter V8. It's a third row. I mean, there's a lot of really great standard features in this vehicle. And then comes the new pricing. If you go to Dodge's website, you now have the ability to spec out both 2025 and 2026 model year Durangos, and they give you all of the trims and all of the prices there for both model years with the exception of one, which we'll talk about. But the cool thing is they did manage to bring back the Pentastar engine for 2026. I think a lot of people thought it was going to go away based on the comments from Matt Maclear. He basically said, we're just going to go with standard 8 cylinders, but they did decide to bring the Pentastar back, and that is your base entry-level, 6-cylinder engine, and that's going to be your cheapest option. However, you can now get the RT all-wheel drive with the 5.7-liter V8, just like this one, and it bases right around $44,000, which is pretty awesome. And then when you jump up to the bigger V8, which they don't have on the website yet, but you can get the 6.4-liter V8 for essentially the same price that you could get the RT or the 5.7 in the 2025 model. So $49,995 gets you the RT with the 6.4 Hemi in it. So that is big news to me, because when I used to see the SRT Durangos, I mean, a lot of those were stickering for like $80,000. You can still see those used out there for a lot more than this. Now I realize if you start adding options to it, like a windshield and seats, it goes up quite a bit. And I'm obviously exaggerating a little bit, but we all know that you can spec these things way out. But for a base model RT 6.4. You cannot find it on the website yet, but it most definitely is coming. It is the most power for the money in the industry. And Matt Maclear, he made no bones about this during his press conference with all of us. He said, we are really getting the prices down on these vehicles, but essentially under 50 grand for 485 horsepower, 475 pound-feet of torque. And we know that that big Hemi went away. It will be back later this year. So that is something to be excited about, because I absolutely love the sound of a 6.4 Hemi. And they're also bringing back the Durango Hellcat for $79,995, which is a $5,000 drop from the previous year model, the 2025 model. So both of those two things coming down in price. Obviously, the fact that you can get a 6.4 for the same price you could get the RT4 in 2025. That's also big news. The Pentastar coming back. So I fully expect the Durango to have another banner year. And this is before they start all the incentives on these vehicles. As I mentioned, this is a 2026 Dodge Durango GT featuring the 5.7-liter Hemi. You can see the Hemi badge right there on the side, and all-wheel drive. They did add the blacktop package to this one, which is about a $2,000 option. So this one stickers around $47,000 with that $2,000 option, but still not a lot of bells and whistles on this one, and it is a lot of vehicle for the money. I love that they have the SRT style hoods now on the GT, because it just really gives the front of the vehicle a menacing look. And when you get over here, you'll really start to see just how big this Durango is. I mean, it's a really nice place to sit in here. You get the leather wrapped steering wheel, all that good stuff. You get back here, you get a nice big third row seat back here as well. Give you a quick look at that. And of course, these will fold down and you get all sorts of room in the back of this. I mean, this Durango is a big vehicle. As I mentioned, a lot of vehicle for the money. Here's a look at the driving position in the 2026 Dodge Durango RT all-wheel drive, and it is a pretty nice place to sit for a car that is essentially a base car. It has a fair number of standard amenities. I really do like this central infotainment screen right here. You can see the wireless charging pad. This most definitely is a third-row SUV. You can see how far back this thing goes, and not a ton of bells and whistles in this, but also a very nice place to sit. You can see the leather-wrapped steering wheel. I like some of the red stitching this has in it, and for a base model car, it actually feels pretty nice in here. So you can imagine the 6.4 would come equipped essentially the same way, paddle shifters, all that kind of stuff. All of that is standard in a car like this. So if you got the 6.4, you would still get a pretty nice package, even if you went with the base model. As a Dodge enthusiast and somebody who has had an opportunity to review a lot of cars over the years, I have driven the Dodge Durango with every engine you can imagine. Anything from the V6 Pentastar all the way up to the Hellcat. Now the Hurricane never made its way into the Durango, at least not yet. I don't know what the reason is for that. They pretty much stuck with the traditional engine offerings in the Durango, but you get the full gauntlet in this vehicle. And I think it's great that Dodge followed through on their promise to drive prices down. Now, some people, no matter what you do, you can't make them happy. I mean, if you came out with a fire-breathing 900 horsepower Hellcat and made it 20 grand, people would be like, way too much, way too much. And that's just how people are. I never understand it. It doesn't matter how much you give, people will always complain that it's not enough. And that's just part of it. But I will say the one I am the most excited about. Now, I'm somebody that almost bought a Durango Hellcat for the channel back in the day, but that thing was over $100,000. I really like the way it handled. You get the best of everything. You get a big family hauler, you get something that sounds good, something that goes 180 plus mile an hour. The TRX, as awesome as that is, maxes out at 118 because of the tires, but the Durango Hellcat still one of the fastest and most capable third row SUVs in the world. And now they're making it available at 80 grand from a base price, but the 6.4, that is the one, that is the sweet spot for this thing. And because it went away, now it's coming back later this year, and they're bringing it back at 50 grand. That is like a win-win situation to me, because if you guys remember back when they had the Scat Pack and the SRT Challenger, for example, the SRT Challenger was basically a Hellcat with a 6.4 engine in it. You had all the other stuff, the big brakes and all that kind of stuff, but for the more budget-conscious consumer, performance enthusiast, they gave you the Scat Pack, which meant you get the big engine and all the performance, but you didn't get as much cost because they didn't throw the bigger brakes and all the other accoutrements on it, if you will. You can kind of go the same route with this new 6.4 equipped Dodge Durango, right? For 50 grand, you still get a nice package and you get all the performance. You still get a family hauler. You get something that's going to sound freaking phenomenal. Best of everything, and they drove that price way, way down. Because I mean, as I went on Auto Trader, I still see SRT Durangos for way more than what you can get a brand new one for 2026. So that just gives you something to think about. That's why I was kind of excited about this announcement. I was eager to share this with you guys, because I know not everybody's going to rush out and buy a third row SUV, but for the money, performance-wise, you literally cannot beat that. And even this one that I'm sitting in right now with the 5.7, $47,000 sticker price, like I said, before any other discounts that the dealership's going to give or any other incentives from Stellantis, that's still a lot of performance and a lot of vehicle for the money. So I had to put it out there. So here you have something that's both V8 and all-wheel drive for, like I said, $44,000 base. It sounds so good. Just listen to it. Listen to that 8-cylinder. It's satisfying. Like I said, the 6.4 is even more robust, and this is actually cheaper than you can buy a Ram for. So that's also something to consider. I mean, you just get a lot of vehicle for the money. There's tons of room in the back of this. I mean, it does everything well. And as much as I love my Rebel, you know, the Durango is an even cheaper option that technically hauls more people. So if you need that, this is something you should definitely consider. All right, one more time. Oh, yeah. Now, obviously, I've known about this pricing for a little while now, but the information embargo is over, so I'm free to share it with you. So I thought I would. And some people would say, why in the world do we care about a Durango? But think about it. I mean, you got a full-size third-row SUV with a fire-breathing 5.7-liter Hemi for $44,000. And you can get the bigger Hemi, which is even more exciting for somebody like me because you're getting all sorts of performance for under 50 grand. Yes, I know you can spec them out to like 70 grand if you add all the bells and whistles, which is still actually cheaper than the old SRTs were. But if you just want performance and some functionality and you want to order these in a base, and there's a slew of colors, all that kind of stuff, 50 grand. And like I said, and there are incentives that are coming on these too. I would hazard a guess for under 50 grand, if you do it right, you can get one of these with a 6.4 Hemi in it. And in my opinion, yes, that is big news. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about it in the comments down below, and I will catch you on the next one. So until then, RacerX.